Oh, what? Game avatars requires others. Yes, I know. Invalid token? What the hell? Oh, right. Because... where did I put my phone? Oh no. There it is. Because my channel is now monetized, I had to get like two-factor stuff put in, like on top of two-factor. So I now have to like basically re-sign into Twitch from OBS like every month. And I have to remasters required authorization of Twitch bot. Yeah, what? Why is this not wanting bot authorized? Let me now close this page. Why is this not wanting to work? Okay, now it's fine? Question mark? There we go. Weird. Okay. Now we can start playing the video game. Probably. Making sure I have my things actually correct here. Okay. There we go. Two-factor so great, why isn't there three-factor? Oh, that's what I did. Because now not only do I have to accept like an email code, but I also have to use like an authenticator app. Like, I know there's the safety reasons of it all, but like, isn't there four-factor? Well, technically there is. Because you could get both an email and a text notification. Probably even five-factor if you get you could probably get a phone call. You're a psycho. 29-factor, liberal. Happy fun, la la la. God damn it. Now you got that stuck in my head. Fuck. Alright. I assume you mean music? That sounds like a horror show. Oh wait, you know what? I could do this. Hold on. The demonstration. Do a posture check. There's gotta be a way I can like have this show up in the stream like video chat. I hope so. I'll find that out later, I'm sure. Anyways. Our friends, the very isle itself, everyone and everything. Oh right, the Isle of Val disappeared. No, it avails us not to speculate. Ramuh will send word if there are any developments. Until such time as he does, we must remain firmly focused. So, hold on, I just realized something. Yep, I sure didn't. Hold on. There, now that the game's actually audible. Ramuh will send word if there are any developments. Until such time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak on a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns the etheric fluctuations which had previously attributed to good King Mogulmog XII. But the king is no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Yet all is not well in the Twelveswood. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you... Lilia, I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. What manner of problem? A band of refugees, hailing from Boulder this time, are come to Revan's Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford the same treatment we gave to the Domans. At present, they are in the 7th heaven, awaiting a formal response. I see. Mayhap this was to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Basilia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread and more will follow. Their opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Jack, I should be grateful for your presence at this meeting. Right. I did posture check and played a bone crunching sound effect. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name has been Philia. I lead the Sons of the Seventh Dawn. But we praised it is you. We're ready and willing to work. Same as Domans, just give us a task and we'll see it done. Here, calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. I beg your pardon, Antecedent. I ain't so good with words. We've been living off the scraps of Boulder for 12 years now. 12 years? Doesn't even say that. For years now, trying to piece together life to replace the one what God took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man. Not as would sully his soul sooner than his palms, any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run. The only question was where. Then it came to me, Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took them foreigners in, didn't you? So you'd surely do the same for us. I feel the situation was rather more complicated. While it's true that we accepted the Doman's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it's not possible for an organization of our means to aid all who have been affected by the calamity. It was with great regret that I must deny your request. But we've nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? We might have a word. Taru, Autumnus? Ill tidings from Boulder, my lady. Afno has been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? Not say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at any and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? You must have been revoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. Heaven howls, now the Blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please. If you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we've got. My lady, we're not the ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I'm not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. You'd be so blind. For Alphino, or find Alphino, and quickly. If he is in danger or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Ida and Papalima will see to it. Alphino is being treated at the Hourglass. Hurry, Jack. Definitely sounds like a very convenient excuse. But you know, don't dismiss anything out of hand. Oh right, Little Lady's Day is on. No, not yet. Probably gonna do them tomorrow.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over.
Of course, albino skin.
Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Ul'dans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Domans asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
Second here, sorry about this. Trying to check something real quick. I joined just just joined for Among Us. Hell yeah. Hey Suplex. Won't it let me log in? There we go. Thanks, man. Definitely long-term goal. This might reset chat. Hold on. Yep, it did reset chat. Okay. Yeah, that didn't do anything. Look like there's anything, which is a little annoying. Sorry, this is taking a little longer than I wanted, but I needed to check something. Oh. I apologize if these sounds are picking up at all. Okay. Fuck. I'll just figure this out later. Trying to see if I could get it so that the like, point reward stuff would appear. But it doesn't seem to want to let me. Guess not. Okay. I'll figure it out later. Ugh. As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would would eventually occur given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. I would pique your curiosity. Good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I would hear what General Bon has to say upon the matter. Sorry, talking with my volume. Okay. Wait, will I get rewards for this even if I haven't accepted the quest yet? No, looks like you need emotes for it. Okay. That's cute though. Now is not a good time, Jack. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Man, I cannot speak. Alvino, back on your feet already. You may credit my swift recovery to your chirurgeons. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation? Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout San Juan. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. Well, imagine. Given that the majority of refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher knives or pitchforks, but martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. I can deny that tensions between the Uldan citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Domans were turned away, but would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single gil to spend? Who cannot survive without the aid provided by the immortal flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that this powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Till it is done, any investigation can wait. We do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. Got a point. The General is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim, without necessary proof, that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monetarists would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Your allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities, Jack. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at your request for such information, but I have no doubt that you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share findings. Well then, shall we? You look as though you have something to say, Jack. Do you? What you say is no, or what you ask is no simple favor. Were such information fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual may be better suited to this task than a regiment. Very well. The Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the Blades posted there. Oh, that's way up there. What brings you here, adventurer? Search for refugees? Well, then you come to the right place. Oh, you mean those refugees? Oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people of Lost Hope have come to accept their situation, and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, though, like that merchant who passed through recently. Gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. Friend of the Sultanate, are we? I take it this means someone has read my report? Refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I am increasingly concerned that Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest I'm talking about, do you? Never mind. Speak with Zazawaka. He'll explain everything. Sounds like a lullafell. Indeed it is. What's going on over here? Other plants. Do they live by something? Or are they just making their own light? Interesting. I don't know if I've ever come over here. Dream flowers? Huh. Interesting. I'm sorry. I need Slepper Supalex. Are you able to use any point rewards for anything yet? I want to test something. And I don't know if I can test it on my own. If you're even here at present. Doesn't want okay. Oh well. I'll figure out later, I'm sure. Don't hurt me. I'm not one of them. Wait, I know your face. You're not the woman who... or the one from Church of St. Adama Landama. 1,000 pardons, my friend. I mistook you for one of the thugs who have been tormenting us. If the offer bid you speak with me, then I take it you've agreed to help. Helps would be praised. For that. Because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under the fanatics... under that fanatic spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution. Holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed. Childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our dealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent, and you'll understand why. Even now he babbles incoherently, so traumatized is he by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet, I've no doubt that merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. Beg of you, find them before he does. What are you doing? Don't draw. Why didn't you run away with me? We could have escaped together, then you'd be here with me, here to soothe me. Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? Damn. Poor bastard. Who are you? What do you want? It's true, I followed the merchant, and the gods struck me down for my folly. "I will not give, you must take," he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fates. I thought about running then and there. The others were so excited, he split us into 2 groups, sent us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs, but then they started arguing, and then fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter, and cause the other group, they're still out there. We didn't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. Oh, presence of powerful mark, there's a fucking A rank around here. Or an S rank. Fuck. Oh. Balls. Okay, well, one of the things I did worked. Hold on. Sorry, now I have to check that. Because if that came through on the stream, then I'm going to have to turn that off. Give me one moment. Yep, that sure came through on the stream. Okay, I gotta turn that off. Oink. Thank you for your sacrifice. Of your points, I mean. The other refugees are hiding in the cave south of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of the Sultanate and try to kill us than listen to reason. Or the twins might even decide or deign to do the deed themselves. Fox and all bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Well, if only we had never listened to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, the gods would never suffer us to be defeated. Now, if they were forced to confront reality, that's it. Challenge the twins to combat and show my brethren that the strongest warriors are no match for one woman. Maybe then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. What is that? What's that supposed to fucking mean? One woman. Vanishes like it got snapped. Well. Oh, it's not that one. It is this one. Oops. One year time now. I've been thinking of like, I've seen some streamers do you can like set banned words and then set like various like times to time someone out for. And well, what a lot of streamers will do is they'll go to like a dictionary.com website kind of thing and make it randomly select one word and then set that word to like the longest timeout possible, which is like I think like 3 years or something. But at the same time I already have so few viewers, it's like, oh, I don't want to get rid of, you know, 90% of them. Heaven knows, they found us. Everyone grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. That's your game, is it? Sorry to disappoint you, lass, but we're more than willing to kill you ourselves. Yeah? How's that working out for you? Never should have come here. Really discombobulated him. Shield wrapping and saber rattling. That's crazy. Ooh, you survived that. The word "the" and watching horror. Goddamn. You beat him like it was nothing. Oh, almighty, what are we gonna do now? Give up. Put on Terraria. You returned. Did you find my brethren? What are the twins? What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Better that a handful of them take a beating from you than the lot get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was all over? Huh? Where else would he be? Unless he went to Stone Sword to recruit others? The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone's Throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their force from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him, convince him to cease his mad quest. It will surely lead us to ruin. Or far away. I love Shrek. Bed. Actually, was it this? Hold on. I remember seeing this online somewhere. Maybe it wasn't this. There's like a bush somewhere. Someone found that it was like weirdly open on the inside. But this one's all too clustered. Eating lightning, yeah. More powerful than a god. Is that a newbie? It's a newbie. Hello, baby. Baby, have you seen my parents? Oh no, baby. They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. I left with the man from Boulder. The man said they were gonna change everything, so we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry, I got scared. Hey miss, are you looking for someone? I'm looking for someone to crack heads now. Making a kid cry, that ain't gonna fly. You mean the man who left with my parents? I don't know where he... Wait, look! Over there, I think that's him! Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? We're just staring right at him. You! I... He's getting away! Go get him, miss! I've been my lore, like, Jack's, like, really fucking fit. But just imagine he's, like, scrambling to get away and Jack's, like, in perfect stride, like, barreling down at him. Like, full speed sprinting, not even breaking a sweat kind of shit. It's you again. Why are you pursuing me? Sedition, treason, revolution. That's preposterous. Who's filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Boulder? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. You'll show no evidence of fucking living after this. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. I'll fucking try that. For the sake of argument, let's say I did do the things you claim. Surely you don't think I give a Kikiran's ass about politics? It was business, only business. You're all alone, buddy. Just me. You both know I am not the one you want. However, if you're going to protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. Oh. Yeah. Damn. What is all this commotion? 7 L's. Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. Fucking snipers. Hold, adventurer. I would know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. Yeah, so he was scum. Man responsible for the recent riots. Yeah, if we owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it's obvious you are not the one whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Scion. It is lucky that it was an arrow and not like some late-acting poison. Oh, it's Papa John's. I haven't talked to him in a while. I guess he'll only have ARR things to say here. Yeah, okay. Rip Bozo. Papa John Chan. Really has been the realm truly has been reborn, eh, Jack? God, that's lame. What news, Jack? Where is the merchant? He's fucking dead. Not my fault. Murdered. Damn it, all to the 7th hell. He was not simply murdered, Jack. He was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair, though. You may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. Revolution! The Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. We wish to discuss your recent discoveries as well as the results of your own investigation. Master Alphino has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Here, proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. And I pull up a thing real quick. Oh god. Fucking hit my coffee mug and make it sound like a bell. Outside. What do you mean waiting for me outside? Oh, outside the chamber. Look, he's not even here. The notification sound. Yeah, it really did sound like it. No, that was my phone hitting the edge of my like empty coffee mug. Wow, that is all. Goddamn. Style. We've been expecting you, madam. Please proceed inside. Just did that.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination.
What?
Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
There wasn't defense.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Bitch.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Silver snake in the grass.
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Allagan ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees.
Yep.
Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Dun dun. Dun dun.
An Allagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Allagan inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon, one which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
We were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the
The one from Monster Hunter? Yeah.
we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Monster Munter. Hamster mustard? That's me when I eat a hamster. should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intended to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? Even that they even felt the need to is most troubling. Miku. It would be in our best interests to learn more of the military activities in disputed territories. Fortunately, you are already well positioned to do so, Captain Odorico. Try to keep us informed of any developments in Cartano. Gone, whelp. It's no place for children. Out the baby. I'm sorry. I am adopting this child. She is mine now. I was looking for you, miss. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? Yeah, she's my child now. We visited Stonester as well. I see. Did you find the man? Or my parents with him? I'm afraid they were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go look for them together. Really? You help me look, mister? Of course. But first, I must needs finish speaking with my friend. She's telling me a secret, you see. And no one else is allowed to listen. Perhaps you could wait for me over by that pillar over there? Require but a moment. Okay, mister. I'll be waiting. Baby. I'll take her to the quicksand. Matt Momodi will know what to do. Legion of Garlands, neither starved primal. Even dealing with an Ascian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. Rush Heather and yawn in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources, and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Jack, this is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in the 12's Wood has taken a turn for the worse. I'll explain in detail once you arrive. Elveswood, then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed. We've received no reports of Exali activity, which leaves... the Sylphs? So Jack, you know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Ooh, sorry, I'm having like weird hiccups. Oh, and when you arrive, to inform the antecedent that while I am grateful for concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. Back to the Rising Stone. Wait. Hold on. I should know better. I need to make sure I double check. Okay. No barrel. No barrel noticed. Oh, no. Dun, 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 dun. Nothing solid in sight. Solidus? It's a relief to see you healthy and hale, Jack. The latest news from Boulder was most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury Alphonse suffered was to his ego. Doubtless, it will heal ere long. I wonder if it's red or white wine? What are you looking at? The other sounds will need to be present for this meeting. If you are ready to begin, we'll summon them now. Build the barrels. Oh, okay. No, it's full of snakes? Muscle? Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. Business then. I received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the primal Ramuh. Wait, 1 sec. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, may have? Then it is not certain. The Elder Seeds here informs us the elementals themselves murmur of Lord Levin's return to the forest. Sylphlands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, Antecedent, but the fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramuh is reputed to act only in defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? My preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, so it would surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon? You first saw this eventuality and did not prevent it. I told Papalymo. I suppose I could have reported things to Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. I already summoned Ramuh once, right after the calamity. But that was because the Guardians came tramping through the forest. As long as Castrum Orion stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, he and I are in agreement. The action of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud that, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Boulder drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. It's like the Sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion, and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I'm put in mind of Titan and the kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men which have paved the way for a primal's coming. Tends to be that way. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Erzia would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Jack, through your dealings with the Sylphs of Little Solace, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramuh can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope, were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the Beastmen since time immemorial. But maybe this time we can... Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with a nation most affected by Ramuh's presence. The Elder Seedseer has requested your personal involvement, Jack. Pray report to Commander... I'll never know this name. Ulwa? At Adder's Nest as soon as you're able. Feel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow Scions will of course lend you whatever support you require. There. Captain Odorico, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seedseer, however, would speak with you first. He is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nofka's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the lotus stand. The other signs have already arrived, madam. May I show you in?
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramuh is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the Sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramuh is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelve's Wood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided.
Ramuh is very cool.
Blessed as you are with the power of the echo, you are one of the few among us
Among
who may
us?
commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelves Wood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramuh himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend...
Oops. Oh no. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the
You
peace
have
which
my
exists
thanks.
between our peoples.
Pray make for little solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelves Wood that flinches at its coming. All the lands Veorzia shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
He's chill like the other primals, him and Susanna. You also forget, Ravana is pretty chill. He is, like, perfectly content to just, like, let you prepare, you know? He's like, I just want to fight. Let's fight. And you're like, all right, let's fight. And then you agree, and then you fight, and it's glorious. I mean, the Nath were kind of doing that because they're a hive mind. Sure, yeah, I guess. I still say that's relatively more chill than 90% of the other primals. And I mean, if you want to get really technical, Bubble Whale was also really chill. Offensive State anime? Hell yeah. Enjoy it, or don't enjoy it. Or enjoy it ironically, as the best way to do shitty anime. Bismarck was also chill, because he didn't really do anything, like at all. He was just kind of there. I don't know if he ever, like, explicitly did anything on his own. Even, like, the Vanu are like, oh yes, our god told us to kill all the infants, and Bismarck's just like, man, I just wanted to fucking do a sick flip over the player character. That's all I wanted to do. Chill, just an issue? Yeah. I mean, sure. Yeah, but that's his diet. What a hairstyle is that? Hold on. Oh, that one. That's cute. I don't think it would look good on Jack, but maybe on Amai it would look good. I don't know. Humans part of the bear's diet to make it not an issue, and nah, humans can get eaten by bears. That's fine. Circle of life, circle of death. Anyways. Captain Odorico, I was told to expect you. I understand you go to trade with the primal Ramuh himself. An unenviable task, but one for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I've been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location where the Lord of Levin might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. Oh, the circle. I was like, what are you talking about? Levin an impression. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it'll be much longer. This one returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching. They have wisely identified the precise location where the Dutch ones summoned Lord Ramuh. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. May you be so kind as to escort this good woman to her fellow Scions. It would be this one's pleasure, Walking One. Please, come with this one. Man, I don't miss not having flying for this part. Trying to navigate through here with all the enemies that, when you're on level, will just always target you. Wise ones have ventured deep within the Sylphlands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for the touched ones. Oh. This one is most sorry, but this one can go no further. Draw too close to Lord Ramuh, and this one may turn mean and nasty like the touched ones. And so this one must say farewell for now. Walking One will find wise ones not far from here, to the south. Go in safety, Walking One. Music just straight up sounds like Harry Potter music. Or, not Harry Potter, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Specifically the Johnny Depp one. Oh, it's actually you. I'm relieved. For a moment, I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc on their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Y'shtola's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up. Quite enough, Papalymo. My apologies. It's not like me to ramble so. At any rate, as I was saying, I have finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say that I have reached an indisputable conclusion. To wit, that Ramuh was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph's Aetherite. From Jack, Lord of Levin awaits. I think there's like a B rank hunt or a fate that also spawns like in this area. It was just like a pain to deal with.
Betrays thee, servant of Heidelin.
Aura farming. Like 30% beard.
the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramuh, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult.
Ain't that deep, bro?
Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Gridanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. For light and dark given form when man was born.
Well,
It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking? Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges, that they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye, but there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal, shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment. Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramuh, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Oh, is that one of the emotes? Cute. Incredibly out of time with the music, though. That's unfortunate. We really need to get you the, that snake armor. I mean, that's true. But it would also be incredibly fitting. Just have it for whenever you're, like, sneaking around. There we go. That didn't take too long. Whoops, striking the tree. If you just have a random, like, super simple spear. Kind of like this thing. Just go get a Diabolica. Do your Ramuh Reborn relic. It can't be bad. Man, he's cool. Alright, to the Heaven's Lord relic then, because that one's a good one. Bam. Chaotic Strike. Oh no, the other tank's DCing. Where's mercy? Let the wind and the rain crash down over thee. Lightning strike, thunder roll, guiding us forevermore. Judgment Bolt. Cool attack. Alright, there. There's a storm, now it's mercy. Let the wind and the rain crash down over thee. I wonder, will the auto attack work for this? Can't tell. Inconclusive. Actually, yeah, I really like that song. There's a Pulse remix of it, which is, I think, one of the best ones in that album. Yippee! Yeah, very atmospheric, for sure.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light.
The other version, both are great.
And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
We're the main character.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one. In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Ascians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Wait, hold on. This one's falling asleep. I never even noticed. It's so bored. Yeah, I love that they continue to portray Ramuh as a, like, real generous dude. Because a lot of his appearances in history have been, like, friendly like that. Like, there's a couple examples, but the one most notably that can come to my mind is in Final Fantasy IX. He appears and kind of tests Dagger a bit to see if she's even, like, worthy of being a summoner, that kind of thing. Or like in, I think there's another one where he kind of just appears as a random normal dude, and it's like, oh hey, by the way, I'm Ramuh. Or then in 16, Ramuh is like, you know, aside from your main character, the only, like, friendly summon. Initially friendly. Wow, speaking of, bye Ramuh. And I guess Shiva's there, but, you know. Oh yeah, and he's also Terra's, like, guardian in Final Fantasy VI. Women aren't real. What? I didn't forget about Shiva's, but she doesn't start initially friendly. Only when she realizes, oh hey, you're you. Captain Odorico, you've returned. Dare I ask how Ramuh received your visit? He challenged you to a test of arms. As well then, that you have some experience in such matters. The peoples of both Gridania and Little Solace will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the forest champion of peace. You performed a monumental duty this day, Captain Odorico. The Elder Seeds here must be informed of your deeds at once. What little gods are made of. The Elder Seeds here will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Why isn't it? There you go. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The Conjure Nufka's altar will be expecting you. Very well, Captain Odorico. Yeah, I guess I should remove you from the party so you can hide. There we go. Welcome back, Honored Scion. We who knew of your mission have been most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seeds here await you within.
Returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this.
Lots of voice acting this patch.
That your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell? Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. can't be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
Yippee!
Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
It's evil. That's what's happening. And thus ends another daunting mission, eh, Jack? I had hoped Lord Ramuh could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless, I can only admire the adroitness of which... Oh, God. Oh, fuck me. Sorry. I can only admire the adroitness with which he responded to the primal sudden challenge. And it seems that Ariante, too, was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Jack? Shall we gather back at the Rising Zones and ponder the lessons of the day? That's me when I'm pondering. Oh no, Thancred's becoming useless. This isn't Thancred. Do you have to get a digital haircut? Technically? Okay. Behind the desk? No. There she is. How dare you speak to me thusly? Get demonetized. Is it cute and fluffy like a horse bird? I mean, it's fluffy. That's for sure. Yeah, it'd be like that. Oh, hey, there you are. What do you mean your turn? I just got back. Oh yeah. Based Hoary Boulder. Welcome back, Jack. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramuh precedes you. I would fain share news of mine own, but Urianger's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Levin, our learned companion was struck with profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together.
If everyone is ready, let us begin.
Lots of voice acting this patch.
Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the waking sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of his transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior. Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Oops.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Simple, simple.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin Elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
I need the old man.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Yoink.
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Yeah. The Lord of Levin is returned to the ether, as was Leviathan before him. Ramuh's acquiescence was most intriguing. Emerald Oath, that's another one we haven't seen in a while, ever. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin. All have now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. Ultima, we also haven't met, I don't think, but I think a lot of these were already exploded. Or not important, because I think a lot of those are black masks. Yet she prospers at great cost to her mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wan. Yet even as it enervates the ardor and power of their master, all that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. And that is the task to which we bend our every effort. Hey, Nabriel, not Nabriel, is fucking Lawbread. Divine seeds wherever wont to quicken the Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall the new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. Ant. Guardian of yours, yeah. Now the matter of Ramuh has, for the present, been put to rest. There's something I would show you, Jack. It is a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to their realm. Is there money in it? It mentions in particular the names of all the defeated primals. Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mogumogu XII, Leviathan, and now Ramuh. Needless to say, there's only one among our number who have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. I, too, must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you've done. In the course of your duties, you've never once failed to answer my call to arms. You're a true hero, Jack, and Eorzea is that much safer in your presence. Why am I yawning? Fuck, it's only 9:15. What the hell? Okay, do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm, until such time as they are forced to stop. But even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own. That is to say, nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow. There's no greater gift. We have the courage to strive for what otherwise seem an impossible peace. We owe in no small part to the dangers that you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over due to our cause in doing so. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but I thank the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the beastmen who wish not of conflict, and who now call you friend. Talking about beast tribes. Of Alizé, who strives to unearth the terrible secrets of the calamity. Which, by the way, for watching the VODs, I'm sorry. I did the raid series and then forgot to upload it. And now the fucking VOD is lost to me because Twitch changed their rules on storing past VODs. Oops, that fucking sucks, but like, oh well, you know. I guess like if I had to condense it, Louisoix was resurrected as the fucking primal phoenix and basically endeavored to keep Bahamut where he was, and then we defeated Louisoix as a show of like our conviction or whatever, and then Louisoix was like, alright, here's the path to Bahamut, and then we go and killed Bahamut, and Alize was like, well, all's well that ends well. Anyway. I think that's a good summary. Then there is Sid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Aleg, that we might be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon. Oh yeah, Omega. Oh, we had to put Grandpa to bed, pretty much. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. Alphino, I take it the troubles of Boulder no longer require your attention? There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. It is to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message for you from Ella. You recalled the refugee girl? Yeah, my daughter. The one whose parents were missing? Yeah, my daughter. They were found unharmed. Damn it, not my daughter. She wishes to pass on her thanks to you. She will be my daughter if anything happens. Why, Alphino? Am I to understand you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. Hope you left nothing out. Jack, you've been away from Revenant Stoll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest to you that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozan was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Alrighty. Tree sliced? Oh, it's like a cat tower. Look, it's Miss Jack. She's back from her adventures. I heard you off fighting primals, and they're some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. Wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too. So we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Miss Jack? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals. What's all this commotion then? Based. Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coltonut, did you know that Miss Jack is back? So it would seem. Welcome home, Jack. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coltonet. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we are not younglings anymore. We are adventurers. And we were just asking Miss Jack if she could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside her, don't you? Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are so ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Jack? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. Or if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say you're merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Well, mayhaps I am. What matters if the motive when the children... Who matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What say you, Jack? Would you consent to spar with me? Okay, why not? Bro, we're to have a tournament. Come on, everyone. We must prepare our gear for an outing. Try not to disappoint them, Have faith, Coltonet. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. And I'll lower my strength for yours. Fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. Very much look forward to our bout. No more than children at large. Oops. They would measure frustration in your dealings with those around you. Yup. All adults are just kids. Kids with responsibilities is what we adults are. Aw. Their moms trading tales. He's gone. Spirited away. Yeah, it's a solo. I couldn't remember if it was a solo instance or like one of those like random enemy things. I think I like them both. I think it's like Thancred and who was it, Ida? We're like, fuck, we gotta make sure this area is clear of enemies. Alright, Hoary. It was good of you to agree to this, Jack. I trust you're ready to begin. Just making a quick note of things. Very well. Let's not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Hoary, are you certain you wish to fight her alone? This is Jack you face. A better way to test my mettle. Allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legends that led me to join the Silence to begin with. Without Jack to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. Point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. Hello. You haven't begun yet, have you? There they are. Yada, what? Where are these people? When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there are still more to come. When I mentioned Jack's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Well, my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You best claim victory, bringer of light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake. Our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. You. I'll soon see. On your guard. You're a master at blade work, while I'm a master at literally everything. Day and night I've honed my skills. Now comes time to test them. Damn. Oh, such power. The tails barely do you justice. Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he? Not over yet. Can't be. The children have the right of it. This time I join the fray. On your feet, Hoary. Jesus. Oh no, he looks hurt. Am I not going easy on them? Miss Jack is so strong, but you can't give up, Mr. Boulder. Can't disappoint the younglings. Like some random who made top 100 weight challenging Prime Daigo. Actually curious. Using like unique attack animations? No, that's Rage of Cologne. Convalescence, yeah, that's a new one. Or an old one, I suppose. Never have I faced such strength, but the lesson must continue. Your example I follow. Surrender not to the implacable foe. We got removed, updated, right? Yeah, exactly. That's more what I mean. Oh, used hallowed ground. I'm chunking his HP with just auto attacks. I love that his heals are, like, even though he has a staff, his heals are using Arcanist animations. That's hilarious. Must admit defeat is an honor and a privilege. Sorry, I'm just doing this for cinematic. Inner Beast. Mr. Beast. You have bested me. I yield. That's incredible! You beat them both at the same time! Now you couldn't lose, Jack. Now I can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Oh, you're pretty. I see why they send you to deal with the primals. Much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. Oh, bum, bum. Impressive as always, Jack. It is ever a pleasure to witness a spectacle of your martial prowess. Give me more pink hair content? No, white hair. I mean, I guess maybe if you put like Raha and like Alze and the wash together, you'll probably get pink. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. You recall when first we met? It was at the memorial service for the Battle of Curtino. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why Grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended toward their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I cannot have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius in the order he proposed to enforce. The Gaius' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switchings of loyalty, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue Grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. It was you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. Wide eyes. Why are you looking at me with them big ol' eyes? It was you who taught me through countless acts of bravery that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people. These wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow, only to drag themselves back to their feet and face another day. They never put such feelings into words. I believe Grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish. A wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the Sons of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what we need is to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians. It's a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. Militaire Sans Frontiers. Yeah. Fucking Metal Gear. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-dum, da-ding, da. Not enough. Here for my daughter, I must do it. Hell yeah. Yeah, probably. Oh man, I hope these guys come back eventually. Like in like future expansions. I feel like this game is in a desperate need of a proper time skip. Thank you for coming, Jack. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friends, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. Pray forgive me when I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the desperate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Yet, while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus have I been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It'll be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation accorded to the Scions. It is my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But, as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization, and those of the Scions, are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning Grand Company, it is yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members, while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Thank you. It is reassuring indeed to know that the bringer of light and her discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa Mensa. Let us rendezvous at Boulder Hall. All right. Ah, there you are. I'm ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with Admiral... While the Admiral and I are finalizing promissory boundaries and signing parchments, but have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for potential members, 'tis of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, or only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. And you needn't range into the countryside, the upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Once you are satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter that we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. Hi, Jinx. How are you, honey? One sec. Alright. Lots of places to go. Is it a pirate dude? Yeah. An organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity? Must say your proposal intrigues me. But the Krakens well know that there is a time to act and a time to watch. I'm afraid this trial company of yours falls into the latter category. Master Alphina's new organization. Yes, I've heard of the formation of his trial company was in the offering. It is regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. Commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsla Minsa must needs receive my full attention. Fair enough. Sorry, I'm playing one-handed right now because I'm petting Jinx with my other hand. I guess I should leave the cat debuff on. Hold on. Oh, Jinx, you can't come up here. Dang, sweet. Oh, based. Well, if it ain't Jack, I'd not forget a venture brave enough or daft enough to seek a shortcut into Titan's bedchamber. You remember old Rio, don't you? Formerly of the Company of Heroes, 3 whistles at bronze like? It ain't often I drag me ass out to Limsa for a drink. I'm right glad I did. I fear you these days. Looking to put together a new crew. Up to your work? Sounds like a right lark it does. Alright, lass, count me in. Heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into my grave just yet. Based. What's next? We got, looks like, sirens, and I can't remember who's at the Blacksmith Guild. Nobody else you think you're talking to, Drylander. I'm a pirate. Not some sudden knight in shining plate. You're looking for a self-righteous fop trying knocking on that Danny Carvelane's door. Alright, fuck. Just the guildmaster herself we're talking to. Precursor to United Heirs and Grand Company. I do admire the scope of your ambition. My responsibilities here at Naldic and Vermelius keep me close to the forge. But not the time to be traipsing hither and yon across the realm. To require my skills in armor, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. For the airship landing. And at the airship landing. Jack, your recruiting went well, I trust? I am curious at how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folk of Implemensa. A member of the legendary company of heroes indicated his interest. Astonishing. I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I too was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope my visit with the Elder Seeds here proceeds as smoothly. I continue on to Gridania at your own pace. I shall await your arrival at Nuffica's altar. Yippee! My audit to the Elder Seeds here is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once more see to the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. Oh, you. Oh, gods. Can it be you? My fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours. Huh? Could it be you don't remember me? Isaiah Laurentius, the man whose crimes you exposed, was a whaler and a regular patron at Biscarans. You say nothing? Does my presence disgust you so? Or do you simply not remember or care to remember our encounter at all? The less said of my past, the better, I suppose. What have you, adventure? What business brings you to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, eh? What is your policy on reformed convicts? I understand, the Woodwillers will have naught to do with me. This may just be the second chance I was looking for. Revenant's toll, you say? I shall leave at once. I shall not regret this, I promise you. I'm a changed man. Did that last time, too. Alian and this Alder. Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest, or your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry, we were just... Oh, Jack, isn't it? It's been some time since our path crossed outside of Copperbell Mines. Why, you were barely more of a novice adventurer then. Look how far you've come. Mother Mione tells me 'twas you who felled the fearsome black wolf. Now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of a new order. Well, your cause was undoubtedly just. My old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. It's the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Isildur safely home. Alright. I'm doing a little bit of thinking and debating and wondering and thinking and debating. What about you, old man? You'd offer this old man a place in your company of champions. I'm both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young mistress, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain to me, and bear responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land. I think it's like one of my like VOD screenshots is just like this. Like this is just like the thumbnail of one of my VODs. I don't even remember who you are. It's not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited. This company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise, but its duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such time as your organization is more organized. Fair enough. Oh, right there. What news, Jack? For my part, the Elder Seedseer was most amenable to our requirements. Former wood whaler and a seasoned adventurer. Company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Shall we strike into Ul'dah whilst the iron is hot? Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. I walked right past him, didn't I? What outfit is that? Oh, it's that one. Okay. Boulder, the Gilded City, where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let's meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Jack. Mildred! Boy. Wait, you're the lady who came to Little Alamigo looking for that masked devil. You know that might have happened, or you know what might have happened if you hadn't. You'd probably be dead, and a whole lot more of my friends besides. Such fools. Anyway, that disaster really got me to thinking about our homeland, and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I'd been manipulated, and vowed to make of myself a more worldly man. So here I am. New company of champions. You say it'll take me to all corners of the realm. Sounds exactly like the opportunity I need. Don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met in Little Alamigo. I've prepared myself to fight the evil I now know is out there. Just a good boy. This one. Orson. Oh, what a happy coincidence. You remember me, perchance? I am Orson of the Church of Saint Adama Landama. Thank you again for your timely rescue. And I must also must thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on Drybone's less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion, Thancred, wasn't it? Ah, it's his new companions you seek, then. Your proposed organization sounds a powerful force for good, but my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. I wanted to get some Thancred dick. Respectable, probably. I'm sorry, you wish to recruit me? Some new-fashioned manner of propositioning a lady? Oh, I'm afraid you're wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, miss. Alright. You mean you won't let me kiss Yellow Moon? Fuck! Fuck, man. Landebert. You'd be surprised what rumors drift down the Pearl Lane. I know this glorious new company of yours, and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers on the street say your organization is funded by corrupt coin, by syndicate money. You think you're recruiting for a just cause, and you're a bigger fool than I took you for. Damn, alright. A company that looks to cure the ills of the entire realm. Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next stall over, let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation. Alright. How fared you, Jack? What hidden gems did the streets of Boulder offer up to your unrelenting gaze? Single Alamigan youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following a calamity, talk of Eris' salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge, nonetheless. And the hope that inspires his people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Jack. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my travel company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over, and the documents signed and the finances secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You are concerned by the Syndicate's involvement, as was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely on outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. As for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. Not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for a united Eorzea.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Boulder is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong.
That's not
Does it
wrong.
not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the warrior of light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'Dan law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? abandonment? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
No. I always forget she is still technically a kid. Like, I think she's like, I mean kid. She's like 20, I think. 21, something like that.
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
And she had the throne since she was like 10. Wild. A whole lot of stress to pile on one person. That's for damn certain. But this person looks like a... It looks like a player character, I cannot lie. Is she still on? She's still real? Oh, wow. As I type. Did I miss anything important? Not me looking to see where you were. Not really. I mean, we went around recruiting everyone for the thing for Alphino's grand endeavor. Nanimo cried because she's, you know, still basically just a kid trusted with the fate of an entire nation, but you can do nothing about it. All that kind of thing. Yeah, that person's just wearing fucking underwear. What else happened? She baby? Yeah. Not much, all things considered. That rally gif. This is 2.3 still. I don't think I'll be doing 2.4. This is going a bit later than I was thinking it would. I'll be doing 2.4, and 2.5 is relatively short, so I might be doing both of those next week. We shall see. It's not a journey I soon wish to repeat. But I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our effort is at hand. I must see to the preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Jack. I am certain the Antecedent will be relieved to see you free of other duties. I'll be free of ARR, more or less. Well, 2.5 and 2.55 are two different things. I think at this rate, I probably have 2 more streams left. At least 2 more streams of ARR. Possibly 3, depending on if I grossly miscalculated the length of something. But we shall see. Greetings, Jack. Avno tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. Zion shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here in the Rising Stones. Hoary is cooperating with Alphano to see that all is in readiness. I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll of late, and I wonder if Slaftborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there's aught he requires? Sure. Yeah, 5.5 doesn't have like any content. Like there's no dungeons or trials or nothing. But there are solo instance, at least one, maybe two. So I don't know. Current plan is to do 2.4 and 2.5 next week. But if things run long with 2.4 next week, probably end up doing 2.5 and 2.55 the week after. And if things go long with 2.5, then it'll be 3 streams. But yeah, 2 or 3. One of those. All depends on how, like, the weeks go, how the streams go. Yeah, where are you? Are you just aura farming somewhere? Yep, I fucking knew it. God damn it. What can I do for you, Jack? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions. Barely noticed your recruits arrive. It was barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. Well, I appreciate your offer of aid. It is more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Sophomore, in the shipment, we couldn't... Oddswoman, what befell? We were bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll, provisions and marked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. There were too many. We only escaped with our lives by bending supplies. Pray forgive us. Not to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest, and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? Heretics are involved, and this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence do these supplies originate? As for Tom, we collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see that they're apprised of this development. Jack, we're not on good terms with the Knights of House for Tom. I will be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Now I get ads when watching you and refreshing the stream. No! I thought I had it so it would give me notifications when ads were about to play. Do I need to have the, like, proper Twitch dashboard up for that? Sorry. Your streaming got an ad. Damn. Well, thanks for like the 2 cents. I appreciate it. Under monetization, ads. Able to have Ads Manager automatically schedule video ads on your channel. It's within my control to a degree. Yeah. Yeah, my options are shorter ads more often or longer ads less often. At the shorter ad side, it's a 30-second ad every 10 minutes or a 3-minute ad break every 60 minutes. Those are my options. Oh, I guess I can lower the amount of ads I want to 30 seconds per hour, or like a 30-second ad every hour. Probably will do that. Fuck ads, yeah. Run a fucking, like, ad blocker if you can. I don't need the money from streaming. I watch on mobile. Well, get fucked, I guess. Reroll ads notification dashboard. Oh, I just need to be on my like stream manager, I guess. Add ads manager. Where is ads manager? Roll ads are disabled for 21 minutes. Oh no! I just shot out an ad. I didn't know that's what that button did. Oh no. Oops. Are you getting an ad right now? Wait, no, you can hear me, so you're not getting an ad right now. Surely, right? Oh no, I just immediate ads. Is that what happened? Oh no. I'm sorry. It told me to add an ad manager, so I hit the button that said add. What the hell? Well, god damn it. I don't have a thing. Ads manager. There we go. Now that you've set up your schedule. Schedule? Okay, well there's apparently 2 hours and 26 minutes until the next ad. And I have the ability to snooze it 3 times. Okay. Weird. Man, fucking weird. Alright. Sorry. I don't think I'm gonna cut that from the video because that's funny. But, yeah. Anyways. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. Yeah. Oh no, I just... Thank you for your understanding. I am certain Lord Harshapan will be glad of your assistance. Sorry, that is killing me. Oh god. Lord Harshapan will be glad of your assistance. Fuck. Oh man. Yeah, it looks like I can force ads to stop them like auto happening, I guess. Like on one hand it's nice to not have to worry about managing the ads yourself, but on the other hand it's like I'm playing story heavy games. Oh well, if it isn't my friend Jack Odorico. Would you care for a plate of roast caracal? Some mulled wine? No? I see you've come to my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was in fact on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Remnant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurthus soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Hallone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons? It might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long.
Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Yippee! Book it. Go in from the top. Flat. Jack, welcome. You'll be pleased to know the repairs to Stone Vigil proceed apace. We shall rebuild sure and strong. The Dravinians might batter themselves senseless against our shield in the west. I would venture, however, that matters of masonry are not what brought you to Whitebrim. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? The fury, but you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, then, 'tis a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. 'Tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. It is an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhap you would care to question one of their recent victims. If they would have it, your arrival came moments after a traitor was waylaid in the road. The patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow, and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Tell you what happened? Oh yes, of course. I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly blackhearts. I was traveling my usual route to Whitebrim Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. Next thing I knew, I was on the ground, and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. It was then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Poor darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they're hauling my goods. They did not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived at all. I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Fair enough. Her name is Fridge. That's a B rank. Hey, buddy. Die. Oh, we got nothing to eat. Bonk. Bro, we got nothing to eat. It's so fucked up. Draw your weapon, foul. Wait, I recognize your adventure. You're come seeking heretics. We share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have had them cornered in this ravine, and yet they're gone, vanished like icy wraiths. I need a light. Oh yeah, give me the purple stuff. There she is. I sense a woman. Wife. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff. Did the Ice Heart herself come to sneer at our folly? And where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through a frozen wall. Some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We are not the men to risk further investigation. It would be best if we were to return to Whitebrim Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drillamont. Shipping lost the real 14 character. Faith girl cell. Jester maxing. Sorry. Nope. That's not what I said. Jack, it appears I owe my thanks once again. Surviving Knight spared no detail in their report. The men you found near Snowcloak were some of my finest. That they should be bested so handily. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. It would be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may very well be the lair of our enemy. We return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Horshaphant of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. Alrighty. Gumby. You having fun with that emote? I'm a big fan of this one.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
That's my husband right there.
Indeed, and this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Alright. Alrighty. That is a cute outfit. That's really cute. Jack, it is good to see you return to the Toll. How fared you in the frozen wastes of Kurthus? As for Thomas to send us a second shipment, I must send thanks to Lord Horshavan for his continued generosity. Sorry, I'm just a touch distracted. Okay. Yeah, even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract ever greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, often as our new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. While you were away in Kurthus, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed, although Tataru does yet seem somewhat flustered. I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you head to the Rising Stones and see if your frantic receptionist can do you with a hand? Being able to stop the wealthy from ruining the planet. Yeah. Aura. These parchments need to be sorted in these documents. Why are they even here? Oh, I'm so sorely tempted to file the lot in my waste paper basket. Ah, Jack, you startled me. You wish to lend a hand? Splendid. Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Toll, and I haven't the time to track them all down. The recruits know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You'll want to report directly back to Alphino if you don't wish to miss a ceremony. And usually even in video games and movies, not IRL. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. Well-funded organization and a well-dressed organization, I suppose. True. Alright. Wait, there's someone in here? No. Outside then. You Hase. Those who believe this company will see no riches are short-sighted fools. The giving of oneself is an investment in the future. Thus did I sign my name to the cause. These uniforms were a splendid idea. Once our organization has made a name for itself, there shall be wealth aplenty in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses. Okay. That's not you. You're like saying be nice to other people. Yeah. Most egregious of politics. I love that he's fucking up here pretending to help. It was best to mimic my fellows here, but I admit I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. Ah, our new uniforms. Reminded my induction of the Wood Whalers. Okay. Bro thinks he's part of the team. Point and laugh. Aramus. The Scarlet Guard marks me as a proud member of the Maelstrom and a hardy defender of Limps Lumensa. Yet in truth, I stand for the betterment of the realm, and thought that this new company a fine opportunity to contribute on a grander scale. Oh, now that's a striking shade of blue. Put alongside my Maelstrom uniform, my wardrobe will certainly not lack for color. Oh, hey, you. I can't say that out loud, but I'm just gonna send you a message. Slap. There you go. I don't believe we've met. I am Milbird, and I will have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Much did I lose to the calamity, and I look forward to aiding the others in rebuilding their lives. A woo? What the fuck? What are you talking about, man? Uniforms are a sure decision. There's no easier method of creating a common bond among what is essentially a band of strangers. Yeah, what are you talking about? FME. Echoed Rico. Cause I did not expect to meet you strolling about town. Tell of your primal battles were what inspired me to come to Revenant's Toll. One sloppy motherfucker. It's an honor to receive this uniform from your hands. I shall wear it with pride. Hoary. Oh, Amigo could learn much from Revenant's Toll. This town can be so alive in the midst of such desolation. Never worn aught quite so voluminous. Well, I'm sure I'll grow accustomed to the extra cloth in time. I gotta wear some clothes, boyo. Real! Fucking Chad shit, right here. Absolute Chad. Best character in the fucking game. Hello there, lass. Looking for me, was you? I suggest giving a whistle, but I'm not sure I'd hear it amongst all the bustle. Oh, proper uniforms and all. This thing will cut off the blood to me head. Not to worry though, I'm sure she'll be fine after making a few adjustments. Is that... Oh my god, it is. Hold on. He was playing the fucking Manderville theme. That's great. I know the song. Why can't I place it? Oh, it's Mr. Rogers. That's what it is. A wonderful day in the neighborhood. A wonderful day for a neighbor. Will you be mine? Will you be mine? It's fucking great. There he goes. Oh man, that was nice. Isildur. Axlut. Oops. I misspelled salute. Isildur has at last retired from the adventurer's life. Though I shall miss his wisdom and irrepressible spirit, I'm excited to forge my own path forwards. Oh, shut up. Ah, yes, the uniform. Thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organization is somewhat intimidating. Flash. Hug. Yippee! Yes, Jack. Tatara mentioned you were handing out the new uniforms. I assume you've now met the rest of the recruits? Some few answered the call to arms I put forth through the established grand companies and such. You're not yet an army, but there is much a small core of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I thought of a name for the company? It is my hope that it shall soon be known across the breadth of Eorzea. The moment of truth draws near, Jack. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement.
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one. Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
For the freedom of all!
A rousing speech, Alphino. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Please. Please, antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were. We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready. I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions.
Lots of voice acting.
I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension. Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger.
Kryl mentioned.
My thanks. I shall contact you anon. When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death. Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well? I wonder, have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans?
Nope.
Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidelin silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Crystal Mommy rather than Sugar Mommy. Very good. See that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let us hope that this shipment is spared the fate of the last. Why isn't it? There you go. Winds are uncommon fierce this day. Now it's a Final Fantasy game. And the church is evil. Yippee! Evil church and a JRPG, those are the same words. True. Oh, is it gonna do the thing? No? Okay. Alrighty. 11:30 now. I don't think I have enough time to do another entire patch if I want to sleep tonight. It's probably gonna stop here then. You're done. Damn, okay. Do you have a million water dragon scales to tell me I'm done? Didn't think so. I have a brick and your address. Yeah. Alright. I hit this button now. There's a lot of skill. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. I was just double checking one last thing. I don't have enough viewers. I was gonna say, like, I can raid someone, but if we had more than, you know, just you, who I know you won't watch another stream. I was gonna say we could go raid someone, but anyways, that's gonna be it for tonight. Next week, what day is it next week? I don't know if I'm actually gonna be busy or not. March 6th. I don't think I have anything going on, so I'll probably end up streaming again next week. Do 2.4 Dreams of Ice. Then National Give Me $1 Million Day. You'll be very busy. Nah. National Give Me $1 Million Day. But yeah. Yeah. Don't say that. That'll be all for today. Oh, slept. Thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're watching the VOD later on, thanks for listening. And assuming nothing goes wrong, I'll be back here next week for more Final Fantasy XIV. Bye-bye.